Catch Productions presents Secrets on the Silk Road, written by April Thome, edited and adapted for audio by Stephen and Katie Meinzinger. Join us now as we take a trip through time, making stops in two different civilizations as we follow the tale of how silk production came to Europe. We now present Secrets on the Silk Road.
From the treasure trove of Chinese legends unfolds the story of silk's origin in the ancient nation around 3000 BC. The events of Folktales begin in the palace garden with a visit by celebrated Emperor Huangdi to his wife Lady Lingxi. Emperor Huangdi enters the garden and stands by a mulberry bush. Deep in thought, Lady Lingxi is watching him and does not notice her servant Chen enter with a pot of tea.
Tea, my lady?
What? Oh, yes, please. A cup for the Emperor also. Maybe I can get him to sit down and tell me what he is thinking of so deeply about.
Tea, Most Imperial Majesty?
Oh, why yes. Thank you, Chen.
You have been in thought, my husband.
The people of this great nation have such potential. They are bright, industrious, creative. Think of the products and processes they have invented and developed. Acupuncture improves the treatment of injury and disease. Bronze supplies a strong material for agriculture, national defense, and construction. Innovators have developed the seed drill process for planting seeds, so now small patches of ground have become large farms. I want to support our visionary people in any way that I can as we grow into a stronger nation together.
While Emperor Huangdi has been speaking in his enthusiasm, he rises to his feet and begins pacing quickly about the garden. His excitement is infectious, and Lady Lingxi rises to join him.
I can't agree. Oh, what was that? Something fell in my tea. It looks like a round, white ball of very fine thread. Look at how it unwinds. It looks so small, but I can wrap the thread completely around my wrist. And look, there are more of them.
I believe they are moth cocoons. I've never noticed how they have thread wrapped around the outer layer. I wonder how deep the layers of thread go.
And I wonder how long the thread is when it's completely unwound. It feels strong, too. I can't find the end of the thread on these two I just picked.
The first one fell into your hot tea. Maybe it must be dipped into the hot water first.
Excellent thought, Chen. We must investigate further.
As I was saying, Chen, the Chinese people are industrious and creative. I'm certain you two will figure out something to do with those threads.
In the palace, Lady Lingxi sets a pot of water to boil.
There, if boiling water is what it takes to loosen the threads, I'll give them a chance to heat.
Good, they are boiling.
Using a spoon, she scoops up the cocoons and puts them on a cloth. Then, picking up one at a time, she unravels the thread. More and more comes off as she winds it onto her wrist.
The threads are so thin.
Yes, my lady, but they are surprisingly strong.
What have you figured out, oh curious wife?
The thread from each cocoon is long and slender, but strong. I wonder if it can be woven into cloth. Give me some time to see what I can do with this.
All right, Madam Detective. Show me what you come up with.
This could be woven into cloth. Or maybe not. It would take a lot of cocoons.
3 days later, Emperor Huangdi sits in the garden listening to seven musicians as they are finishing. Lady Lingxi hurries in holding a piece of cloth.
Look, Huangdi. I was able to wind the little cocoon strands into a sturdy yet slender thread. Then the thread was woven into a small piece of cloth. Feel the texture.
Ah, this is incredibly smooth and soft to the touch as it lays across my hand. I love its sheen. It feels majestic. The color is not very appealing, though. It's a rather plain brown color.
I tried dyeing this one. It takes color very well.
Much nicer. What are your thoughts?
It would take a lot of cocoons to make a usable sized piece of cloth, but the quality of this makes me think we are onto something that has great potential. I could find some assistants who would be willing to hunt cocoons and join me on making cloth. Very well, you have talked me into it. This way, let's go hunting.
I told her that I wanted to support visionary people who want to develop an idea. It looks like she's one of them. China will be blessed.
The tale of Lady Yuanxi's discovery of the silk legend, but there is some truth to it. Silk production did develop in China around 3000 BC.
And the silk industry did become a very lucrative business for China. The time is now 1000 BC during the Qing dynasty. Decades and then centuries later, trade gradually developed with neighboring towns, then provinces. As our scene opens, the emperor sits at his writing table clad in ornate silk robes. He is writing on the finest silk paper. Next to him sits a stack of silk money. Nearby, the court artist is painting on a silk canvas. The scene is a man using his silk fishing line to catch his meal. The emperor's assistant, Mosey, enters with news.
Your Imperial Majesty, 2 traders from a foreign land have come seeking to do business with us. This is Saki.
Your Majesty.
And this is Suzu.
Your Imperial Majesty, we are traders from the island nation off the coast of China called Japan. We have heard of your valuable commodity, silk, and we have come to ask if you would show us how to create this. We are willing to pay a price for your valuable information. We are happy to sell you our products, but our secret we will not divulge.
We understand if your decision is firm, but...
Yes!
I see. That does seem firm. Farewell, Your Majesty. We must return to Japan empty-handed.
As the traders turn to leave, the court artist attracts their attention.
Leaving so soon. I believe I have something that might interest you.
We are not interested in art.
No, not art, but I have a secret you may be interested in if you are willing to pay for it. I know the secret of silk.
Tell us more.
One year after the visit of the Japanese traders, Mosey runs into the imperial court.
Mosey, what is your urgent information?
Your Imperial Majesty, I have terrible news. The Japanese traders who visited us a year ago have stolen and taken the secret of the silk production back to their country. Japan is now growing silkworms on mulberry plants and harvesting the precious threads. It's just a matter of time before...
Who is responsible for this?
We do not know. Much detective work has been done, but the culprit's identity is hidden well.
This cannot be let happen ever again, or we will lose our most valuable source of revenue. Traders will come from India, Korea, the lands around the Mediterranean Sea, and even beyond for this beautiful fabric. China makes much money from this guarded secret, which is apparently not so well guarded. Let it be the law of the land that if the silk secret is given to any other nation, ever again, that person who reveals it will be executed.
Many centuries later, China maintains a thriving silk business. Nobility from every nation desires it and are willing to pay high prices. However, China sells their silk exclusively to Arab countries, who then raise the price before selling to nations further west. The Byzantine Emperor Justinian is worried that the Arabs are making prices too high.
How can we get past the Arabs so we can trade with China? We cannot afford their prices anymore. Everybody wants the Chinese silk, even countries south and west of here. We could provide it at a better price if we could get around the Arabs.
Could we make a trade route that goes up north and east around them?
It makes the trip too far and expensive. Those cold regions cannot be accessed in the winter.
Then, let us send ships down into the Indian Ocean to bypass the Arabs with a water route. The Italian sailors tell us that the Arabs are monitoring the ocean and attacking the ships.
Your Royal Majesty Justinian, ruler of the mighty Byzantine Empire, I present to you 2 monks who claim to have important information for you.
Your names are?
Let me be known as Honor the Emperor.
And let me be known as Love Byzantium.
Please, speak, dear friends. We need good news.
Most illustrious ruler, we have heard of your concern over the immense prices for silk due to the Arab middlemen who are charging too much. We have come with a solution. While working in India, we were able to take a journey into China where we personally saw the steps in the silk making process. The silk actually comes from worms that spin the fibers.
What? So that's how it is done. All this time, we thought the silk grew on the mulberry bushes. Now I see. The leaves are merely the worm's home and food.
Yes, my lord. We propose that Byzantium begin producing its own silk. It would just be a matter of getting past the Arab raiders and obtaining a supply of the worms. We have learned that although the Arabs attack traders and military, they will not attack religious persons.
We propose that the two of us journey to China with an apparent religious mission. While in China, we will gather the worms enough and their food supply, the mulberry bush leaves, then bring them back to Byzantium. But we will need your sponsorship for this expedition.
How do I know that you will bring back the worms? I don't even know your names. If I finance your trip, maybe you'll just start your own production of silk.
We choose to remain nameless. We are reputable men who will do as we say. Our only motive is to help our beloved nation get beyond the thieving Arabs so everyone here and in Europe can benefit by more reasonable prices for silk. I guess only half now, then the rest when we get back and hand over the secrets.
What say all of you?
Sending harmless-looking religious monks might be our best solution. Sit down here, brothers. Let's make arrangements.
Ah, brother, let's have a seat on this rock and refresh ourselves. We have been many months on this trail. Now that we are past Persia and Kashgar, we need to avoid the Gobi Desert by turning south into Chengdu. It should be only weeks away. How are you holding up?
I'm getting used to having rocks for my pillow and eating bugs for breakfast. I am sincerely relieved that the Arabs that spotted us did not bother to intercept and disrupt this journey. It has been a long walk. Camels would have helped us make the journey quicker, but they also would have made us look like merchants. By the way, how do you plan for us to transport the worms back to Byzantium without camels to carry the load?
I have been developing a plan.
What? You mean we have come all this way and you don't know how we are going to transport the bugs?
Calm down and trust me. The plan is unfolding in my mind just as the silk thread unrolls from a cocoon. Ready to move on?
Byzantium lies farther behind us than China lies before us, so I may as well keep going. But you'd better have your plan before we get there.
The monks' journey is a long one, but 3 weeks later they reach their destination.
Oh, brother, I see the outskirts of a city.
Finally, I'm ready for our journey to be over.
Must be Chengdu. We're almost there.
No doubt about it. Food first. This looks tasty.
Now that our bellies are full, we can seek out someone to help us fulfill our mission.
Silk, finest silk in all of China.
Well, that was me.
Beautiful. You make this yourself?
Yes, my family has been making our own fabrics now for centuries. My father and now my sons are farmers. and my daughters are weavers.
Where is your farm? You would love to see it.
We are not far out of town on this road, but I cannot invite you to visit. Silk making is a secret industry that cannot be shared. If I were to share the secret to silk production with you, my life would be perfect.
You understand.
Silk.
I have an idea. Stay around the market day and wait for evening. When the merchant gathers his wares and heads home, we'll follow him.
Good idea.
While we are waiting for dusk, let's go shopping. We need 2 baskets, 2 knives, and 2 candles.
Knives for sale, finely woven baskets.
Expertly dipped candles.
This is almost too easy.
Look, merchant is packing up to leave. Let's follow him back to his farm.
I'm home. Another prosperous day at the marketplace.
Now's our chance. Gather a few of the caterpillars and place them in your basket.
Ah, now I see. The knives are to gather leaves for the caterpillars to eat, and it's so dark we need candles to find silkworms.
Exactly. Quickly now. Have you gathered enough silkworms?
Yes. Now will you explain to me how we are going to get these home?
Not here, but there's still some of the night left, good brother. Let's find a bridge close to the marketplace where we can sleep. Load up on fruit and produce to carry in our baskets. Start our journey back to Byzantium. You still have your staff?
I do, but why do you ask?
I have a plan.
After spending the night under a bridge, the 2 monks make their preparations to return to Justinian with their press. The journey is long and hard. The monks have to stop several times along the way as the silkworms transition from caterpillar to moth and lay eggs. Finally, they reach Byzantium once again.
Emperor Justinian, the monks have returned.
Excellent! Have you accomplished your mission?
We have, Your Highness.
But where are the worms you spoke of? Yes, all you have is a staff.
Allow me to show you. Let me remove the top of my staff. See?
Why? It's hollow.
The worms are inside your staff?
Exactly.
Brilliant! After delivering their precious cargo, the monks leave as mysteriously as they appeared.
Take a memo. We will set up silk factories in Constantinople, Beirut, Antioch, Tyre, and Thebes. This way, we will have the monopoly on silk in Europe.
I wonder if we'll ever see those 2 monks again.
They have certainly done us a great service. Their contribution to our empire could help sustain us for centuries.
The selfless actions of the unknown monks led to a cornerstone of the economy of the Byzantine Empire for centuries to come. Even now, the silk trade is important in the region surrounding Constantinople. To this day, we do not know the identity of these 2 monks. They were never seen nor heard from again.
Resourceful people who love their country are cornerstones to a great nation. I knew it then, and you are the benefactor of such people now.
You have been listening to Secrets on the Silk Road by Katz Productions. This audio play featured the voices of Micah as narrator 1, Cody as the Yellow Emperor Huang Di, Olivia as Hisling Shi, Laura as Chen, Grace as narrator 2, Brenner as Emperor Chang, Kylie as the court artist, Cameron as Suzu, Aiden as Saki, Molly as Mosey, Lana as narrator 3, Noah as Justinian, Matthew and Anya as Justinian's counselors, Elena as Justinian's guard, Carvel as Heraclius, George as Khusrau, Alexis as the Chinese silk merchant, Bree as narrator 4, and introducing Benjamin and Abigail as various merchants and advisors. This production is copyright 2020 by Katz Productions. All rights reserved.